Then the vendors is another situation where they need income support. That's the hard and fast of the whole thing.
President of the St. Lucia Dry Goods and Vendors Association, Peter Ras Ipa Isaac, is among the growing list of voices of civil society groups seeking assistance from the government of St. Lucia. The dire fiscal position of the island is of great consequence to the men and women in the second tier of the tourism bracket who have been eking out a living throughout the ongoing pandemic. While the news of the national lockdown in the UK has jolted some, Isaac claims craft and dry goods vendors have not benefited significantly from the reopened tourism sector.
Now that the government is saying that they have 80% occupancy in terms of the rooms of hotels that are open now, but we are not benefiting from that. There is no spillover for us. The people are allowed to stay at the hotels, and only the hotel owners and so on, and these companies are the one benefiting from this opening or the occupancy rate that the government is gloating over.
Isaac describes the situation as bleak for many craft and dry goods vendors, who he claims have experienced great financial difficulty from the inception of the pandemic.
Financially, we are in a really critical situation and position for us now. And some people, when they got that little money, they had already probably incurred a number of debts and so on. So we were asking for them to continue with the program, because we are saying that, based on what Mr. Peter King said, is that only $7.2 million out of the $24 million that was allocated for this particular program, which is the ISP, has been used.
Isaac's sentiments were echoed by two vendors.
As the COVID-19 virus forces the UK into its second national lockdown, vendors in the Castries market say they remain unaffected. Tourists are still unallowed to visit this facility. However, some vendors have taken it upon themselves to open the booths up to locals to ease the economic burden that they are feeling. These vendors are still calling on officials to lend income support at this time.
Craft vendor Owana Louison says she understands the restriction on tourist movement. However, she continues to hold out hope for a second installment of an income support program.
So I was hoping we'd have a second round, but we're not hearing anything. I don't think it will, so I don't know. So maybe they will change their mind and give us something again. Please, Mr. Prime Minister, we could do much with it.
Another vendor, Maureen Brown, longs for a restart of some form of economic assistance.
It should start again, because the bills to pay, food to buy, and plus you have one or two children who have little chronic illnesses, and you have rent to pay, landlord coming down on your back. Sometimes you don't even know what to tell them, what not to say, because they want to speak, they don't want nobody else to speak. So it's difficult in a way.
For its part, the Ministry of Finance has announced a targeted approach at rolling out income support, which will include strengthening social programs for those in need. Solange Alfred, HTS News Force.